2 weeks ago, I decided that this corner cabinet in our living room had to go, and it had to go right that second because something is very wrong with my brain, and the second that I get an idea, I have to do it or I cannot rest until I do. Luckily for me, I had a very sweet boyfriend at the time who was willing to help, even though he was literally proposing to me in 1 hour. No joke, this video is filmed 1 hour after the first. So obviously we stopped the project for a few days to celebrate with our friends and family, but then I was back at it the following because week. If you've been around here, you know the big question was, do the wood floors continue under this cabinet, and are they stained the same color? Here's the moment that I realized that they are, and here's the moment that me and my fiance realized this thing weighs 1,000 pounds and we needed to remove the doors in order to move it outside. I listed it for free on Facebook and someone came and picked it up the same day. Now here's where the fun begins. First things first, we have to think about safety. Thank goodness for my fiance. He fixed all the electrical so that I would not electrocute myself. And then it was time for me to get to work. I had to pull out a million nails. I had so many holes to fill, and there was also a lot of patched drywall that had never been taped and mudded, so I had to go ahead and do that as well. And I love all things DIY, but drywall finishing is the bane of my existence. I'm not very good at it and it's so tedious, but nevertheless we persisted because I have a vision for this corner, and I sanded everything down and went ahead and primed the wall. And I'm sure this is out of order, but I have a really hard time telling if the wall is perfectly flat unless it's all the same color. So I always prime after my first round of mudding and sanding so that I can tell where I need to go back and fill more, which is what I'm doing here. And then obviously I'm going to go in and sand it down so that it is nice and perfect before I go in with my final paint color, which is Shoji White by Sherwin-Williams to match the rest of the house. And I just had my entire house professionally painted. Luckily there was some leftover paint, which is what I'm using here, so I did not have to worry about color matching, because at least in my experience, even when you have the paint color name, it is always somehow just a little bit off. And we were not having that here because this is my main living space in my house. And because it's my main living space, I wanted as much seating in here as possible so we can fill this home with all of our friends and family. So if we've got to lose a little storage space to do that, I think it's worth it. Now, if you'll remember, this is what the room looked like with the corner unit, and here's what it looks like without. It's honestly crazy how much it opened up the space. And I know right now it looks a little too open, but just wait until you see what I have planned for this corner. But for now, picture cozy reading nook and imagine it with a giant tree at Christmas time.